Yo, what's good, y'all, man? He's already the best player in the world, bro. You know, Victor Wembanyama is going crazy right now, bro. Y'all know Jimmy High Roller. He does a good job with these videos. So, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, man. It's game day today. That boy Wemby and on Spurs, bro. I got him in 6, but now I ain't gonna lie. The Knicks do got advantages, but I feel like the Spurs is a better team. They've been playing way better talent, but we gonna see, bro. Y'all let me know who y'all got. Now this day, bro, like the chat memes is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like NBA Twitter had just been going crazy, like for the playoffs and stuff. And like last year it was crazy. Like I don't know when NBA Twitter started like just going crazy, but it just be stupid memes, bro. Like, but this performance is going down in the books. I feel like it's either gonna be like Chet gonna become a new player. You're gonna see him doing some. He probably gonna be on social media, had to take a break or something, and have to get right with the training because it's all mental. Like, well, Chet just looks scared and just weak. Like he not playing to his full ability. When he go against Wemby, he literally is like touching the ball, passing it away. So that was bad. Like 2 points in a game, you getting paid $40 million a year. Can't. And he was an all-star. But it was good, though, because, like, folks was hyping up OKC overly crazy, like, saying they was better than the Warriors, all these type of teams. But I ain't gonna lie. If they would have let OKC go back-to-back and let Shea go back-to-back, that would have been some crazy stuff. But we not finna sit here and act like OKC don't got a 12 pick, and they finna be off a bounce-back year, so I don't know. They're looking scary right now, but they do gotta address some players in free agency because I don't know Lou Dort, Case and Wallace. I don't know if they still gonna be on the team.
LeBron James all the way up to number 2 on your all-time list, and I have him at 9.
Look at me, I'm a Spurs fan. My team is perfectly run and well-respected. My franchise.
Now, we kind of crazy for doing this, bro. I ain't gonna pause the
There's
vote.
a 9'7" French alien with high emotional intelligence.
The NBA Finals are here, which means we've got some hot takes.
But I need Luka to bounce back too.
Edition.
Like
the
Luka,
good ones, the bad ones,
injuries
and
crazy.
The downright atrocious. Today's video is sponsored newest. Just select more once the big receivers will now only on 6 weeks of NBA playoff basketball.
I had to skip that might put the ad in the first part of the
video. And while
video.
Knicks and Spurs fans get to enjoy the exhilarating experience of watching their team fight for an NBA title, the rest of us have
Oh yeah, I said I wasn't gonna pause it, but like genuinely, bro. How do Knicks fans just get tickets? Like, is this something going on in the back end where the Knicks facility or organization is giving like lifetime fans like tickets or something like that? Because there got to be something going on. You cannot tell me all these New York fans just got crazy jobs and they able to pay for $10,000 tickets every game because it don't make no sense. Like they are literally showing out through all the series and coming to every game. Like what's up with that? Like if I see more Knicks fans in Spurs games in the finals, I know something going on. Somebody giving tickets. Is it the players? They got like a group chat. I told y'all the Knicks got a group chat because they all go to one little section. If I see more Knicks fans again, I know something. But these finals tickets is crazy. I bet not see more Knicks fans.
From the sidelines as we spew out hot takes about teams we couldn't beat. And today, we're going to take a look at some of these takes. Starting with this one that comes from a fan who asks, is Wemby the quickest someone has ever climbed to arguably number 1 in the league? Wemby's in year 3. Neither LeBron or MJ ascended to number 1 so quickly. And this is interesting because there's 2 parts to this take. The first part is that Wemby is arguably the best player in the world. And the second is that no one else has been the best player in the world by the end of their 3rd season. Both of those statements a bit subjective.
Wemby really in year 2. He really in year 2, but he was injured that first season, I think.
Arguably the best player in the world right now. If it's not him,
that second
Jokic
season.
or Shea. And regardless of who you pick, there's no wrong answer. But the key word here is arguably. So has any other player in NBA history climbed to be arguably the best player in the league by year 3? And the answer is
What was
yeah.
that?
Wilt Chamberlain won a league MVP
50 points per
as
game.
a rookie. By the end of Kareem's third
Man, if
season,
Wemby was playing back in
he
these
led the
times, bro, he would be
twice,
averaging
had
100
two
and 20, 30
MVPs,
rebounds,
a
50
Finals
rebounds.
MVP, and was definitively the best player in the NBA. Larry Bird was the runner-up in MVP voting in his second and third seasons in the league and was arguably the best player in the league. And of course, there's Michael Jordan, who despite not having
Did they
the
just say Larry
arguably
Bird?
the best player in the league.
I was about to
And
say.
of course, there's Michael Jordan.
How much
seasons in
he
the league
won?
and
He was a champion 2
arguably
times,
the
MVP
best
runner
player
up
in the league.
3 times.
And of course, there's Michael Jordan, who
37
despite
points per
not having
game.
the hardware as tangible proof, was generally regarded as one of, if not the best player in the world by the end of his third season in '87. Now, looking into more recent NBA history, there's Shaquille O'Neal, who was arguably the best player in the league by '95, neck and neck with David Robinson and Hakeem Olajuwon. Although Shaq held the crown by 2000, in Tim Duncan's third season,
Oh, y'all
he
seen that?
in
It was on crazy
conversations
on
as the best player in the league
like showing the
after
Knicks and the
leading
Spurs both
first
kind of like
championship in
matched
just
up
his second
with Tim
season.
Duncan career
Another
too.
prodigy with an underrated
Dang, 30.
early career is Kevin Durant, who was
30
regarded
points per
as
game?
virtually the only player who could go toe-to-toe with a prime LeBron by his third season in the league in 2010. He finished second in MVP voting, and although he wasn't the best player in the world, he was next in line by his third season. And then there's Derrick Rose, who wasn't regarded as the best player in the world by the end of year 3, but he did.
Oh, so these are the players in year 3.
consolation prize for his efforts. And of course, there's year 3 LeBron, who ascended in the 2000s with a crowd
Averaging
of
30
all-time
though,
greats.
I'm
By the
seeing
end
it's
of his
just
third
like it's
season,
normal.
There wasn't a definitive best player in the world. Between Dirk, Kobe, Nash, Duncan, the conversation was pretty open for interpretation. But there's no denying he was certainly in it, finishing second in MVP voting in his third season in the league. The moral of this story being that throughout modern NBA history, even amongst the greatest players of all time, there probably hasn't been a single player that was the consensus #1 player in the world by the end of year 3. Wemby falls in the same category as LeBron, Shaq, and Jordan and Bird, making a very strong case as arguably the best player in the league. I wouldn't say he's definitively the best player in the world, but I'd say being in the same sentence as those guys is a good consolation. Now, this next take comes from a fan who says you could replace Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 30 different players, and the Thunder still win the title. And if this isn't
I don't know about
evidence
this
that
take.
SGA has
I don't know
the
about that
worst
one.
PR of any superstar of his era, I don't know what is. 30 players. You know what the Thunder's record is this season, including the playoffs with Shai? 65-13. You know their record without him? 8-6. 84% win
Oh my
percentage
God.
with Shai. 57%.
They got better win percentage than
without him.
than some of y'all on
Thunder's
2K.
record over the last 3 seasons with Shai, 204 and 56. 78%.
He was the
win
MVP
percentage.
for a reason though.
Their
Like
record
that's the
without
most
Shai,
valuable player.
15 and 12. A mediocre 56% win percentage without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over the last 3 seasons. For perspective, from 2016 through 2018, when the Warriors had the league in a chokehold, Golden State's record with Steph Curry was 215 and 44.
Oh my
Their
goodness.
record without him was 30 and 19. A gap that is identical to the
Oh
Thunder
my
with
God.
and without Shai. Because it turns out, not only do great successful players have great impact, but they usually have great teams built around their unique
Foles
skill
was
set
comparing
and
him
talent.
to
Time
Curry,
and
though.
Time again, we penalize players for being a part of a good team. Fans minimize Steph because of how good the Warriors were. They downplayed LeBron in Miami because of how good the Heat were.
I don't know.
And you can't
Hold
bring
on.
up Jordan
I
without
don't know if I'm the only one that's tripping, but like, bro, who is the second superstar like on that OKC team? Like, was it supposed to be Chet? What? No, it's Jalen Williams. That's Jalen Williams. It's supposed to be him, but he was injured. So for him to still compete and beat in them games without his superstar player definitely is insane. Like, I don't think folks even talking about that. I mean, they talking about it, but people not realizing Jalen Williams was a all-star type player, averaging 20 on that team. Like him not playing is like, it's like kind of like if the you know how the Lakers only had LeBron, they don't got Luka. Like not to a certain extent though. Like, you know, Luka way better than Jalen Williams. But I'm just saying he didn't have his superstar. Like he was just out there trying to do what he had to do. But
someone mentioning how great the team around him was. But all of the true all-time greats had great teams around them. If social media existed in the 90s, all you would ever hear about is how stacked the Bulls are and the unfair advantage MJ has. Steph had the most lethal team in the history of basketball behind him. Bird and Magic played with rotations filled exclusively with Hall of Famers. This is just the way it goes. And the irony of all of it is that in many cases, the perceived caliber of the team as a whole can often be the result of the guy leading the charge. Great players make their teammates look better. You'll often hear the hypothetical of swapping player X with player Y and which team would perform better with their new star. For example, swap Jokic with SGA.
I ain't gonna lie, Giannis really won a championship without like a superstar too though.
Or something like that. But that's not how basketball works. Good teams are built with intention. They are built with specificity. Shea is a great player. So is Luka Doncic. But Shea cannot do what Luka does. And Luka can't do what Shea does. Same goes for Ant or Brunson. Great players, completely different skill sets. Great rosters are like a recipe. You need the right amount of the right ingredients to make it work. Change one ingredient and you risk screwing up the entire dish. In fact, we've already seen what happens when talent is viewed as some perfectly transferable property. In the super team era, where organizations had this exact mentality. Teams were
I'm still mad about this team. I wanted Kyrie and Harden and KD to do it. Like that Bucks game, man. KD big feet at like. Dang, bro, they were supposed to win it all, bro.
No intention, no design,
that team should have lasted longer, though.
Just stacking up as much talent as possible for the sake of it. And it almost never worked out. Regardless of what you think of Shea's game, he is a very unique and very crucial ingredient to a recipe that has been perfected over the last half-decade. And there are not 30 players who could fill his shoes and lead OKC to a title. This take is absurd. Now, this next take comes from a fan who says there has never been a more difficult time to win an NBA championship than right now. And I completely agree. After the Warriors ran the table on the NBA last decade, the entire meta of professional basketball shifted. Teams have gotten smarter, they've gotten deeper, and although talent will always prevail, the path to winning a ring in today's NBA requires far more than just talent to get it done. This is now the 8th season in a row that a different team will be crowned champions, the longest stretch of unique championship teams in NBA history. In fact, there have been 14 unique teams in the finals over the last 8 years.
Wow.
That is half the NBA. We are now creeping up on an entire era of absolute parity in the NBA. And this is in complete
It's good though. We want to see this though.
we saw in previous eras. Whether it was the Celtics and Lakers winning 8
Tired of
of the
seeing
10
that.
championships in the
Damn,
80s,
they was running
the
for
Bulls
like
going
a
6
decade.
for 10 in the 90s. The Spurs and Lakers combining for 7 rings in the 2000s. Or the Warriors winning 4 in 8 seasons. Dynasties and perpetual winning have been a staple in the
Cavs
NBA
versus the
for
Warriors,
decades.
bro. Tired of
Due
that.
to multiple factors, such as advanced analytics giving teams the insight to optimize their rosters and game plans, teams prioritizing depth more than ever before, the rise of rotation level players and their impact on a night-to-night basis, and the league itself enacting new rules to actively fight against teams building dynasty-worthy rosters. Not only is it more challenging to win a championship now than ever before, it's more equitable. No longer do you have to have the best player on the court to win a series. No longer can you pair up a couple of mega talents and run through a conference. The 10th man off the bench can be just as pivotal in today's game as your second option. The natural evolution of the game has slowly leveled the playing field for teams competing for a title, and this shrunken gap between top-end teams now leaves the margin for error small enough that truly anything can happen. We still see glimpses of all world-caliber players willing their teams to victories, but those moments have now become a rarity. Before this era of parity, LeBron James was able to will his way to 8 straight finals appearances off of sheer ability and determination.
That's crazy,
this
bro.
Does not happen in today's NBA. A great bench is no longer a bonus, it is a necessity.
That's
A great
crazy.
coach is no longer an edge, it's a requirement. Right when you think one team has separated themselves from the pack as a potential dynasty candidate, the league adjusts faster than it ever did before to counter their strengths. The basketball scale has and will always tilt in the favor of talent. One thing that remains true is that winning a championship means being in possession of one of, if not the best player in the world. but it's everything else. Depth, fit, cohesion, chemistry, schemes, rotations that has leveled the playing field and can now tilt the scale just as much. This is a great take. And our last take comes from a fan who says the regular season has become all but irrelevant.
I mean, it's only because the refs and they don't allow certain stuff. Like, bro, if they kind of was like less like lenient or less harsh on the fines, bro, we would have way better regular season games. Like, it'd be way more rivalries. People wouldn't be caring about saying certain stuff. We'll see more fights. Like, they gotta make that like more rivalry. That's why the NFL. I feel like the NFL got more, rivalries in the league because they playing football. But like NBA, I mean, it's gonna be certain little games we had, like the Hornets versus the Pistons, and even the OKC versus Spurs. That was a rivalry. And I don't know no other teams, but like the NBA gotta allow more stuff to make the regular season more entertaining. Like, be a lot of games, and then tanking too. Too much teams tanking, way too much.
Discourse and legacy. And I could not agree more with this take. In the past, the playoffs were just a ramped up version of the regular season. Tougher defense, tendencies exaggerated, more intense matchups. The consequences of the playoffs were held to a similar regard. What a player did in the postseason mattered the most, but what they did in the regular season still mattered quite a bit. But now more than ever, the postseason has become completely disconnected from the regular season. The playoffs don't just feel more intense. At times, it actually feels like we're watching a completely different sport. And this is what happens when the regular season is comprised of some teams resting players, other teams using the regular season as one long testing ground in preparation.
It's way too much games too.
And the rest of the teams literally trying to lose as many games as possible. It has become evident that many organizations do not take the regular season seriously whatsoever. And in return, many fans are now choosing not to take it seriously either. You won the league's most prestigious award, the MVP. Well, why should I care? It doesn't even look like you do. You average 25 a night? Yeah, well, a quarter of the league isn't even trying to win games. If all you guys care about is the playoffs, then all we're going to care about is the playoffs. And now here we are, at the point where a 6-game series can hold more weight than an entire season of basketball. Legacies, reputations, the entire merits of a player's game are now decided strictly off of the playoffs. Tracy McGrady was a fantastic player, and to this day, he is rightfully remembered as such. Tracy McGrady never made it out of the first round. These days, if you win an MVP, but you don't back it up as the best player throughout the entire playoffs, you are instantly a fraud. Steve Nash won back-to-back MVPs.
He ever went to the finals?
Dominique Wilkins is a legend, a staple of 80s basketball. He also never made it to the conference finals once in his entire career. Meanwhile, I just watched Jalen Duren wash away fan support, 70 games of awesome
oh my God, that was crazy, bro.
In just 3 weeks of bad playoff basketball. I just watched arguably the most impactful regular season of all time get dismissed because of one bad round in the playoffs. I heard someone say Joel Embiid, former league MVP, 4th highest scoring average in NBA history, one of the most talented bigs of all time, is not a Hall of Famer because of his lack of playoff success. Do I think this new standard being imposed on players today is unfair?
They go for the NFL too, though.
Not everyone's gonna win a championship. But do I also think the players and teams have done this to themselves? Yeah. The symptom of teams coasting their way through the regular season without any real sense of urgency is that we as fans now know the real test of a player's game. Actually, the only true test of their game and their abilities is in the playoffs, which inherently makes the regular season and everything that happens in it a lot less important, and everything that happens in the postseason, even if it's a 4-game sample size, the only thing that matters. And although I really wish this wasn't the current state of the league and its discourse, I agree with this take. But let me know what you think. Share your hot takes in the comments below. And as always, the hotter, the better.
Now, I ain't gonna lie though, that is kind of a fact. Like I said, they go to the NFL too. A lot of players be good, but they don't realize that playoffs, it's a team sport. Like, you gonna be great, but your team, you got coaches, all that stuff going in that. But y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, man. It's game day today. And we gonna be reacting to the game. Then after we gonna do a little Twitch stream. So y'all make sure y'all follow the Twitch. And I'm out.